Okay, let's try the first part of this trigonometry. It says the cosine of 21 degrees is equal to p. Determine the following in terms of p. The tangent of 201 degrees. Well, the first thing, this is a reduction problem. That's 21 degrees past 180 in the third quadrant where tangent is positive. That means that tan of 201 degrees is equal to the tan of 21 degrees. Now, there's a trick of building a little triangle. The cosine of 21 degrees is equal to p, and we can write that as p over 1, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. Means we can build this triangle, p over 1, adjacent over hypotenuse of 21 degrees. And then by Pythagoras, the square root of the hypotenuse squared minus this other short side squared, 1 minus p squared. There we go. Now we can answer all sorts of other questions about this, like the tan of 21 degrees. Well, that's just root 1 minus p squared over p, opposite over adjacent. All done. Now there's another technique to do this question. You can use the idea of sine squared plus cos squared equals 1, because then the sine squared of 21 would be 1 minus cos squared 21 degrees. That means the sine squared of 21 degrees would be 1 minus p squared, since cosine is p squared. Then we'd square root both sides, and then we would have the sine of 21 degrees, which is root 1 over p squared. And sine over cosine is tan, so that must be root 1 over p squared, and p is cosine. That'd be another way of getting at it. I think the triangle is better here. Okay, the next question, what's the sine of 42 degrees? Well, that's the sine of 2 times 21 degrees, and we've got a double angle thing. The sine of twice an angle, oh, that's what I said, the sine over cos. There we go. The cosine of 42 is really the sine of 2 times 21 degrees, which is 2 sine 21 cos 21. And we just did sine 21, root 1 minus p squared. The cos of 21 is p. There's your answer, the sine of 42 degrees. What about the cos of 51 degrees? Well, that's a little bit different. Let's see what I did. Well, I'm looking at 51, and I'm thinking, what would it have to do with 21? Well, isn't it 21 more than 30? And the cos of 30 degrees, we know what that is. We can do it without a calculator. It's root 3 over 2. We know the cos of 21 is p. Oh, yeah, the cos of 30 plus the cos of 21, it's cos minus sine. You have this formula for the cosine of the sum of two angles. You just plug in 30 and 21. And we know the cos of 21. We know the sine of 21. The sine of 30 is a half. The cosine of 30 degrees is root 3 over 2. We could get I don't know if you have to write down your special triangles. You can get them from that or your calculator. And if I just clean it up a little bit, they have a common denominator of 2, and that's root 3p minus root 1 minus p squared. And that looks like the answer. There you go.